While everyone's rushing into saturated markets, a handful of entrepreneurs are quietly positioning themselves in industries that won't peak until 2026. The gap between those who see these shifts now and those who react later, that's where fortunes are made. And most people will realize this 18 months too late. Here's what's actually happening. AI adoption is forcing companies to restructure how they operate. Remote work has permanently changed service delivery economics. Regulatory frameworks around data, health, and sustainability are creating compliance gaps that didn't exist 3 years ago. And consumer spending is shifting toward longevity, convenience, and personalized experiences at scale. 2026 isn't random. It's when these converging trends hit critical mass. Early infrastructure is already being built. The question isn't whether these opportunities exist. It's whether you'll be positioned before the market floods. Let's break down the businesses that make sense right now. Most small to mid-sized businesses, think law firms, accounting practices, real estate agencies, medical offices, are drowning in repetitive tasks but have no idea how to implement AI tools. They're not looking for custom software. They need someone to audit their processes, identify automation opportunities, and implement solutions using existing AI platforms. Why 2026? Enterprise AI is already mainstream, but the SMB market is 18 to 24 months behind, and that's where the volume is. By 2026, business owners who ignore automation will be operating at a serious cost disadvantage. Revenue model: monthly retainer plus implementation fees. You charge $3,000, $7,000 per client for initial setup, then $500, $2,000 monthly to maintain and optimize systems. Target customer: service-based businesses doing $500,000, $5 million in revenue. They have money but lack technical teams. Scalability: start local or industry-specific. Build case studies, then scale through partnerships with business associations or industry-specific SaaS companies who need implementation partners. Barrier to entry: low. You don't need to code. You need to understand tools like Make, Zapier, AI assistants, and CRM automation. 3 months of focused learning gets you client ready. Would you start this if you could land 2 clients in 60 days? Every year, data privacy laws get stricter. GDPR, CCPA, industry-specific regulations around health data, financial data, consumer information. Companies are terrified of fines, but compliance teams are expensive and hard to hire. This is where you come in. A service that helps businesses audit their data practices, implement compliance systems, and maintain ongoing compliance without hiring full-time staff. Why 2026? New regulations are rolling out globally. Enforcement is ramping up. The businesses most vulnerable: e-commerce brands, SaaS companies, marketing agencies, and healthcare startups. They all collect data. Most are non-compliant and don't even know it. Revenue model: compliance audits at $5,000, $15,000 per project. Ongoing monitoring and documentation at $1,000, $3,000 per month per client. Scalability: this is a knowledge business. You build templates, checklists, and processes, then you train contractors to deliver the service under your brand. Barrier to entry: medium. You'll need to study regulations and maybe partner with a compliance attorney initially. But once you understand the frameworks, execution is systematic. The demand here isn't speculative, it's legislative, and it's accelerating. Horizontal SaaS, tools that serve everyone, is getting commoditized. Vertical SaaS, software built for one specific industry, is where the margins are. Think project management for landscapers, scheduling software for mobile pet groomers, inventory management for custom furniture makers. Why 2026? No-code and low-code platforms make it possible to build functional SaaS products without an engineering team. And niche industries are underserved because big tech companies ignore markets under $50 million in TM. But you don't need a billion-dollar exit. You need 300 customers at $200 a month. Revenue model: monthly subscription, $100, $500 per user depending on industry and value delivered. Target customer: industries with 10,000 plus potential customers, recurring operational pain, and outdated tools. Examples: event rental companies, restoration contractors, mobile clinics. Scalability: once you build the product, customer acquisition is everything. But niche industries have tight communities. One good customer becomes 10 through word of mouth. Barrier to entry: medium to high if you're building from scratch. Low if you white label existing platforms and customize for your niche. Imagine running a SaaS business with 400 customers and $80,000 in monthly recurring revenue. That's the math here. Corporate wellness used to mean gym memberships and fruit bowls. Now it's about metabolic health, sleep optimization, stress resilience, and longevity. Companies are realizing that healthy employees are more productive, take fewer sick days, and stay longer, but they don't know how to build programs that actually work. Why 2026? The longevity economy is exploding. Supplements, wearables, biohacking, preventive health, consumers are spending billions. Employers want in, but they need vendors who can design and manage these programs. Revenue model. Corporate contracts. $10,000, $50,000 per company per year, depending on employee count. You're packaging coaching, educational content, partnerships with health tech companies, and progress tracking. Target customer, mid-sized companies, 100 to 1,000 employees who want to differentiate in talent retention but don't have internal HR bandwidth. Scalability. Once you design the program framework, delivery is repeatable. You can hire certified coaches as contractors and run multiple programs simultaneously. Barrier to entry, low to medium. You need health and wellness knowledge, but you don't need to be a doctor. Partnerships with experts add credibility. This is a service businesses will budget for because it directly impacts retention and insurance costs. Most B2B companies under $10 million in revenue can't afford a full-time CMO, but they desperately need strategic marketing leadership. Their founders are operators, not marketers. They're spending money on ads, content, and events with no cohesive strategy. Enter the Fractional CMO. You work with 3 to 5 companies at a time, setting strategy, managing agencies, and owning the growth roadmap without being a full-time hire. Why 2026? The fractional executive model is normalized now. Companies know this works, and as economic efficiency becomes critical, businesses would rather pay $5,000/month for strategic guidance than $180,000/year for mediocre full-time hire. Revenue model, monthly retainer. $4,000, $10,000 per client. Work with 4 clients equals $16,000, $40,000/month in predictable income. Target customer, B2B SaaS, professional services, manufacturing, logistics, industries where marketing is underutilized but high impact. Scalability, limited by your time unless you build a team. But this business funds itself quickly and can evolve into a growth consultancy. Barrier to entry, medium. You need proven experience and case studies. But if you've run marketing for a company that grew, you're qualified. This model gives you leverage, income stability, and the ability to choose your clients. Everyone talks about creating a course or ebook. That's not the play anymore. The play is building a product ecosystem, courses, templates, communities, tools, and coaching around a specific outcome for a specific audience. Example, you don't teach productivity. You teach project management for solo architecture firms. You sell a course, a Notion template, a private Slack group, monthly office hours, and annual certification. 1 customer, 5 revenue streams. Why 2026? The creator economy is maturing. Audiences are tired of surface-level content. They want depth, community, and accountability. And they'll pay premium prices if you solve a narrow problem completely. Revenue model, hybrid, one-time product sales, $50, $500, subscriptions for community and tools, $30, $100/month, and high ticket. Coaching, $2,000, $10,000. Target customer, professionals in specific verticals, freelancers, consultants, niche operators who are underserved by generic content. Scalability, high. Digital products have near zero marginal cost. You build once, sell infinitely. Community scales with systems and moderators. Barrier to entry, low. You need expertise in a niche and the ability to package knowledge. No team required to start. If you can attract 500 people into your ecosystem, you're building a 6-figure business. High-performing executives and founders are overwhelmed. They need help with scheduling, inbox management, research, travel, and operations. But they don't want to hire locally or manage full-time staff. They want premium remote assistants who are proactive, trustworthy, and skilled. You build an agency that recruits, trains, and manages a team of remote EAs, then match them with clients and handle all the back end. By 2026, remote work is permanent. Executives have learned they don't need assistants in the office. And a global talent pool means you can find exceptional people in lower-cost markets and pass on the savings while maintaining margin. Revenue model. You charge clients $3,000, $6,000/month per assistant. You pay assistants $1,500, $2,500/. Month year margin is $1,500, $3,500 per placement. Target customer, founders, VPs, executives at growth stage companies, people making $200,000 plus who value time over money. Scalability high. Once you have systems for hiring, training, and matching, you can scale to 20, 50, 100 placements. It's arbitrage on talent and trust. Barrier to entry medium. You need to build trust, create vetting processes, and manage clients and assistants. But no technical skills required. With 10 clients, you're generating $15,000, $35,000 month in gross profit that scales quickly. Consumers care about sustainability. Governments are regulating packaging waste. E-commerce brands are stuck using generic, non-sustainable materials because they don't know where to source alternatives. This is a massive gap. You become the consultant who helps brands transition to eco-friendly packaging, sourcing suppliers, redesigning packaging, and ensuring compliance with environmental standards. Why 2026? Extended Producer Responsibility (EPR) laws are expanding globally. Brands will be legally required to reduce packaging waste. Right now, most are unprepared. Revenue model: project fees of $5,000, $20,000 per brand for initial transition. Ongoing supplier relationship management at $1,000, $3,000 month. Target customer: e-commerce brands doing $1 million, $50 million in revenue. They have volume, but not internal sustainability expertise. Scalability: you build a network of vetted suppliers and standardized processes. Then you can serve multiple clients simultaneously with a small team. Barrier to entry medium. You need to understand supply chains and build supplier relationships, but this is learnable in 3 to 6 months. This business has regulatory tailwinds and consumer demand. That's a rare combination. Idea #9. Every company is creating content, podcasts, videos, webinars, blogs, but most create once and publish once. They're leaving 90% of the value on the table. You build an agency that takes long-form content and repurposes it into 20-plus formats. Social clips, threads, newsletters, infographics, LinkedIn posts, YouTube shorts. Why 2026? AI makes repurposing fast and cheap. Tools can transcribe, summarize, edit, and format in minutes. But companies still need strategy and quality control. That's where you come in. Revenue model: monthly retainer, $2,000, $8,000 per client depending on content volume. Target customer: B2B companies, consultants, coaches, and agencies that produce weekly content but lack distribution bandwidth. Scalability high. You use AI for 70% of the work. Your team focuses on strategy, quality, and client management. You can serve 15 to 20 clients with a team of 3 to 4. Barrier to entry low. You need to understand content strategy and master AI tools. No video editing skills required. AI handles it. Imagine 10 clients at $4,000 month. That's $40,000 in monthly recurring revenue with lean operations. General job boards are commodities. Niche job boards are gold mines. Pick an industry or skill set: remote sales roles, sustainability jobs, Web3 developers, fractional executives, and build a focused platform where employers pay to post and candidates get curated opportunities. Why 2026? Hiring is broken. Companies waste money on LinkedIn and Indeed. Candidates drown in irrelevant listings. A niche board solves both problems by creating signal in a sea of noise. Revenue model: employers pay $200, $500 per job post or switch to a subscription model. $500, $2,000 month for unlimited post sponsors and featured placements add additional revenue. Target customer: companies hiring in specific niches where talent is hard to find. Scalability: once you hit critical mass, 500 plus active candidates, 50 plus employers, the network effect kicks in. Growth accelerates. Barrier to entry low. You can launch with no-code tools. The challenge is initial traction, but tight niche focus makes early marketing easier. If you can get 100 job posts per month at $300 each, you're at $30,000 month in revenue, and you're just getting started. These aren't hypothetical. These are businesses people are building right now, quietly, strategically, while others are still debating whether 2026 is too early to move. The difference between early movers and late followers isn't luck. It's timing and conviction. Here's the reality. Most people will watch this video, think interesting, and do nothing. A small group will pick one idea, research it for 2 weeks, and start testing. An even smaller group will commit and build. The businesses that dominate 2026 are being built in 2025. The infrastructure, the positioning, the first customers, By the time the trend is obvious, the margins compress and competition floods in. So here's what I want you to do. Drop a comment and tell me which idea you'd start if you had to pick one today. I read every comment, and I'll reply with specific next steps if you're serious. If this breakdown was valuable, subscribe. I release deep dives on future-proof income strategies, AI-driven businesses, and how to position yourself in emerging markets before they peak. And if you want to understand how to actually validate these ideas before you invest time and money, check out the video I'm linking in the description. How to test a business idea in 30 days without quitting your job. The gap between knowing and doing is where most potential dies. Don't let that be you. I'll see you in the next one.